Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Team of the Year, KDB, to review today, and I'm excited for this one because I love his base characteristics in that center mid CDM position. So we're going to go ahead and check out this Team of the Year version. Hopefully some good stuff to come. We'll see what the vibes are, but we're taking a look at a card that is 5'11 with high work rates, right-footed with 4-star skill moves and a 5-star weak foot, which is actually perfect for the way my boy Aaron's team works here. We have player traits at early crosser trait, outside foot shot trait, which is definitely very nice, and no finesse shot trait. So outside foot shot trait's pretty cool, but he does have a 5-star weak foot. But again, there are specific angles where being able to shoot an outside foot shot is definitely very nice to be able to do. In-game attributes, he's got 85 acceleration with 84 sprint speed, so it's going to be obvious to give him the Shadow Chemistry style for the +10 in acceleration, +10 in sprint speed. Base card stats for shooting, incredible for a midfielder, right? 96, 90, 99, 99 with 97 composure at 90 volleys. Passing the card, obviously, for base card stats looks amazing as well. Because this card is a midfielder, the 83 agility, 81 balance is not a huge concern of mine, right? Because normally with cards like this, when they have really high reactions, ball control, and dribbling, it compensates really well for the agility and balance being low. Now, obviously, as an attacker, it would be a little bit more annoying, but he's a midfielder. A midfielder with dribbling stats like this is phenomenal to have, right? So very good, but we are going to obviously test out the 83 agility and 81 balance in game. Now, with this card, we are giving him the Shadow Chemistry style to give him the defensive stats, because with a card like KDB, you can use him in any of the midfield areas. I mean, you can use him as a fullback and stuff too, but that'd just be really weird. So this card is definitely someone you use in like a 4-4-2 system where he's on just stay center while the other player is on more defensive-oriented player. In this case, we have Coquelin being the defensive-oriented player, with Bruyne being the attacking and defensive-oriented player. But with the Shadow Chemistry style, we are going to be boosting his defensive stats because it'll be nice to have in the midfield position. Now, you can use KDB as a CDM if you want to, but I definitely feel like the best way to utilize a card like this is definitely going to be in that center mid position, because I'll tell you guys this right now, if you plan to use a card like this in a 4-1-2-2 or a 4-4-2, this card's attacking AI in the center mid position is brilliant, right? Every time I used to analyze other people's gameplay, KDB was the standout performer in regards to getting into the right spaces at the right time. So I don't think it's going to be any different with this variation of the card as well. But for the sake of the review and how we're going to be lined up with this team, we're going to be lined up in two different ways. We're going to have one set up in the 4-4-2, and my boy Aaron's a beast for keeping everything the same. KDB in the left center mid position with just cover center, and then we have Coquelin on a stay back while attacking for the 4-4-2 system. And then we're also going to be using him in the 4-2-3-1 system. Again, in the way that this team is formatted right now, it makes a lot of sense to use KDB as a CDM, but we may just rotate him into the cam position and then just use... I would just... it's weird to do this, but I would just use this, and then I would just do this. I'll just do that, yeah, and use KDB in that cam position. I may not switch this formation. I may switch this formation, really just depends, but I mostly want to use a 4-4-2 because that's where I really like to use a card like KDB, but we'll be testing him out on both for the sake of the review. I probably have a player on the bench that I can just put on too if I want to switch him to that 4-2-3-1, and yeah, I could just use like a tall in that position actually, so that'd be perfect. Yeah, I could use a tall or Ansaldi. Ansaldi would be pretty good in that area too, because if I remember correctly, he has the high. Yeah, okay, perfect. So, yeah, we'll get into a game. We'll see how he plays. I'll just use the 4-4-2 mainly, though, because I'm going to show you guys this. I really hope he plays like a monster, because his rare gold card, his attacking AI, is so nice, man.
Should be a good game, this one. I always wanted to start the game on the front foot, fast play, force the opposition to respond.
Oh, his dribbling feels really nice so far. Try some skill moves off here. Little dribble. Ball roll touch working out nicely. Already moving into this specific position. So you can bring this back here. I like to bring players back, because when I get into this area right here, I just want to see how fast they transition back into that middle space, you know? And work off of the other players.
Lee, what do you expect we'll see from him in this match?
Well, his ability on the ball is second to none. Just watch how close he keeps the ball to
His positioning is pretty quick to get back into the right area there defensively, which is nice. You can see how he starts to go into the edge of the 18-yard box right here. Starts to offer his support a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see how he moves there for sure.
Now with Messi. And the advantage accrues to the attacking side.
Shot right away. Good stuff. Yeah, in those situations, it's good to involve him in the attack because when you involve players like this on the attack and you get that one angle, you just have to shoot immediately and you're good to go. Defensively, he's lined up really nicely right now. I like the way that he's marking that one guy. A little bit more aggressive right here in this situation. But look, even when I'm not doing second man press, look at that. You see? It's really good marking right there, man. He's got the pace and the defensive capabilities to be able to get this ball in this situation as well, so that's going to be awesome to have. You know what? Maybe as a CDM he'll be... I mean, he was good as a CDM before, just more as an attacking-oriented one, but defensively he's definitely positioning himself really nicely, and obviously having the 5-star weak foot in that midfield position is a fantastic thing to have. You can see I was trying to transition into the play right there at the top because he already sees that empty space in that left mid position. He was going to run right into it right away, which is definitely a noticeable thing that he does constantly, right? Good little defensive play right there. See, even just before that, he was marking that guy great. Gonna have to switch to this guy here. Still marks that oncoming attacker as well. Yeah, you know what? CDM position could be really nice for him too. So at least you're kind of guaranteed a very strong defensive presence, which is fantastic, right? Because even in this situation, watch, I'll use Coquelin right here. All right, we'll block this middle space. We'll commit forward here. He blocks that one guy making the run upwards. Obviously, you have to switch in these situations there. But, yeah, he'll be nice to have there. Look, I'm going to overcommit here with Coquelin, right? Blocks that one guy at the top. That's where you have to obviously occupy the middle with somebody else because that's where the space starts to open up. But, yeah, he's doing a good job marking people right now. So in this situation there, I actually didn't aggressively make that push. Oh, I just want to see what the shot cancel will do in that situation. I kind of did it in a really bad situation because I was facing away from the goal. And they kind of respond in a really weird way when you do that, so just wanted to test it out with him, though. You see where he's positioned? That's a good position, man, because once you switch to that actual player there in that situation, they're already well positioned for you to just accelerate into the defensive areas at the right time. So defensively, he has improved, which is really, really nice. Because it makes them makes cards like this very good midfielders to have in your team. Oh, look at that aggressive interception. That was good, actually. Let's see if he does this little movement right there. Dembele occupies that position. We'll make this pass. He's going to commit into the attack. Let's see how he goes back into position here. Touch. Good finesse shot. Yeah, the reason why I do those extra dribbles is because the opponent thinks that I'm going to make that run. I mean, I'm going to make the pass there to Dembele in that situation, which is why it kind of like opens up a really good amount of space for you to be able to hit those shots. So obviously, it doesn't have the finesse shot trait, but does have the right base card stats for shooting to be able to hit those consistently, right? So that's why it's nice to have midfielders like this to be able to understand which type of space they need to utilize immediately and then open up the space for themselves to be able to shoot and score, right? Good little defensive play there again. He's actually going to force a run right here, which is perfect. Going to do some skill moves, fake shot if I can. Oh, we got the scoop, but unfortunately we didn't get the foul there. He does go back really quickly, too, to defend again, which is dope. Again, it's a very good combo to have a medium-high and a high work-rated player. De Bruyne is actually doing way better defensively than I initially thought he would. So it's actually working well with his shadow chemistry style. Look at that. Puts the pressure on the opponent. We get the ball back. Try to save that ball right there. Nicely done. Positions himself in a great position. 5-star weak foot to be able to hit a consistent pass right there. I like that he does his consistent movement upwards. Super nice. Always got to look out for disguise runs, right? Disguise runs definitely helps out for the attacking play. Right here, he'll utilize that position. That's a bad pass by my attacker right there. You can see himself getting involved in the attack again. We'll bring this ball back here. Work the space on the side. That's a space I want him to utilize. You see he does it right away. But he doesn't fully commit it because it doesn't make sense for him to fully commit it, you know? Finesse shot. That one comes off a little bit more slow, but it's because you're coming off of the drag back a certain way, right? So it's not going to come off as consistently. He also doesn't have the traits to be able to pull it off consistently, so you do have to take some extra touches from time to time. It's like it's a very 50-50 shot to take in those situations. First time strike. Beautiful strike. Nicely done. I don't force that run. I don't do that myself, but he angles himself perfectly once I dribble a certain way with Kun Agüero's card. And that's him in the cam position there too. Like I said, you do notice his base characteristic of agility and balance not being super high, which is why it's preferable to use a card like this in the CDM and center mid position. But he's definitely a card you can put in the cam position given the situation of the game, right? So it's always important to understand which types of cards you can move into different areas, and again, defensively does really well right there.
Well, on you go, says the referee. Advantage.
Shot across goal from there. Look at that. Sees the empty space immediately, utilizes it. Nice little shot. Base card characteristics for shooting is there. That's it. That's it, man. You just got to create that little bit of space. A card like this, man, I'm telling you, that 4-1-2-2 with him in that center mid position is just going to be glorious. Especially since he has that 5-star weak foot. Alright guys, so final verdict on the Team of the Year KDB card. So with the Shadow Chemistry style, his defense actually surprised me. His defense actually plays significantly better than what I thought it would be in game, which is fantastic because if you want to use a card like this in your CDM position or your center mid position as an attacking and defensive oriented player, KDB will definitely be a very good player to have there because of his dribbling stats and the body type that he has. The body type that he has being unique is definitely incredibly noticeable in the game with his physical stats that he has, right? The 84 strength, 87 aggression, with 99 stamina, being able to push forward, come back is incredibly noticeable with this card. Now, a base characteristic that you will notice with a KDB card is the fact that his agility and balance is at an 83 and an 81. But the dribbling, ball control, and reactions definitely compensates really well for the agility and balance being the way that it is, considering that he does have a unique body type that's a little bit more physical oriented in the actual game, right? With the Shadow Chemistry style, giving him that pace boost is definitely a huge thing to give him because this card, guys, in the center mid position, specifically center mid, is super nice to have because this guy's attacking AI is one of the best in the game, right? Like even when I used to use his rare gold card, I was analyzing Nick's gameplay at the time, and I was telling Nick, I'm like, bro, your rare gold KDB is making all the movements for you because he likes to use that 4-1-2-2, and I think he was using him in the left center mid position, and KDB is perfect for that type of area because the way that he pushes forward and comes back is amazing. But this Team of the Year card will be only better. It just won't be that much worse, right? So in regards to the chemistry style, if you don't care too much about his defensive presence, you could totally give him an engine chemistry style to make his dribbling feel better, give him the pace and the passing, because his base card stats for shooting is already really good. So if you wanted to use him in that center cam position strictly there, he would be amazing with the engine chemistry style. Because again, guys, high work rates with okay defensive stats because he has 80 defensive awareness with 76 standing tackles. So that in the cam position is actually really helpful because he even has 77 interceptions while being a 5'11 player with that specific body type. But for you to be able to rotate this card as much as you want and for you to compensate for the dribbling yourself, I think the Shadow Chemistry style makes the most sense for the pace boost that you give him and the defensive boost that you give him. Because if you can compensate for his agility and balance being as it is, like you can in the actual game, and you get those specific angles to take those shots, you're looking at a fantastic card in most of the midfield-oriented attacking positions. So, but like I said, man, center mid, 4-4-2, 4-1-2-2. That's where this card you're definitely going to fully utilize for sure. But hey, man, defensively, definitely surprised me in that CDM position. So he's a monster, guys. Looking forward to trying out Team of the Year, Bruno and Kimmich as well, or Kimmich. Kimmich or Kimmich? Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.